Today we're going to be doing a fun project where we're going to use our hands in more way than one, and we are going to be using some of those patterns and doodling designs, Zentangle style images that we learned about earlier in the year to decorate and have some fun with. Let's get started. For this project, we're going to start by tracing our hand and our arm. Now, I have a thick Sharpie and a thin Sharpie here. I'm going to use the thick Sharpie because I think that will show up a little bit better on the video. But you could use either one, and if you don't have Sharpies, you could use markers. Markers work just as well. So I'm going to put down my arm on this paper. I cut a long, skinny rectangle, and I'm going to hold my hand still with one hand. And I'm going to spread my fingers out a little bit so it's a little bit easier to trace them. And I'm going to simply go and trace through my fingers. If you don't do it perfect, that is okay. And I'm going to take that all the way off to the end of the paper. Now that I've got my hand traced, I'm going to go in and I'm going to add 10 different lines to sort of break the space up. Just like we did with our Zentangles when we added that tangle to make a line to make some different spaces on our circle or our square, I'm going to use the Sharpie to break the shape up of my hand. Because see, right now I've got one shape inside my hand. I've got one outside behind my hand, but I only have one inside my hand. So I'm going to start by just breaking the shape up. Now I put a line right there, and now all of a sudden I have two shapes inside my hand. Maybe I'll do a second, and I've got 2 lines so far. Maybe now I'll do a third line. Maybe I'm going to do some different kinds of lines. So I'm going to do curvy line, and that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now you could even add more lines. I actually think I'm going to even go in and add some extra lines to it, just because I think that might make this one look a little bit more interesting. Once I have my design the way I want it, I'm going to go in now and I'm going to add patterns inside of each of these spaces. So just like earlier in the year when we did our Zentangles, each of these shapes now becomes an area where I can add patterns. I can go in and add as many lines or shapes inside of each of these as I want. And if you guys, after you do your patterns and your lines, you want to use some color to add some color, you guys can do that too. Colored pencils are a fun material to use for this, or you could use crayons. You could even use markers if you want to. But have some fun. The more designs you add, the more interesting it's going to look. So you just go along in each of these shapes here and see what kind of patterns and designs you can add to it to keep it interesting. And then, like I said, you can either just use the black and white, or you guys can start to add some color. You can keep the hand black and white and put color in the background. Or you can add black and white patterns in the background, put some color in the hands. You guys have fun with it. It's your hand, so you decorate it with some things that you're interested in even. You could add letters, you could put your name in it, you could add words, you can do anything you want with it. Have some fun, be creative, and those of you at home, please send me a picture.